I think it was a very hard game for her to come back in. It wasn't our strategy and what we wanted to do today doesn't suit what the fantastic player she is in and out of possession. But just to have her back on the pitch, certainly lifted us and players and staff to get her back out there, and it's a good building block to get her back out there more permanently. It's not going to be as simple as next game we can jump up to more minutes and keep it there. We're going to have to monitor this and be patient. She's the opposite. She wants to play 90 today. She wants to play 90 next week against Washington. But we have to be very, very patient and careful and make sure that now she's back, she stays back.
Your first edition of this rivalry game, what was sort of your first impressions? Anything surprise you?
I feel like that with the previous club I had, there was a bit of, it's not the same, but both teams really wanted to beat each other, and it was always very intense. I've come here a lot. I've come here for playoff games and as well as the league games. I've been in this place and it's a hard place to play. So I think the intensity and the energy and commitment from both sets of players was no different. To have the best fans in the world come and give that support in an away stadium is something special, and I've never experienced it. And goosebumps during the anthem, goosebumps throughout the game when you know that they're there and got your back. And so that was very special and obviously something I hadn't experienced before.
Coach, particularly in the first half, your two forwards were playing off their center backs, at least until ball kind of approached the middle third. What was the logic behind that? What were you trying to accomplish by giving them that space?
Most of Seattle's success comes from central areas. They'll do two things. They'll stretch your midfield and your forwards to get that spot, and the fact that Kim Little was playing lower, we want to make sure we denied that. They also make runs in behind to stretch your back line and then come back into that pocket. So they work central between your midfield and forwards and between your midfield and back line. So we wanted to make sure that's the one place they didn't go, which I don't think they did in the whole first half. It takes a lot of discipline and focus and to play that kind of way, because you don't see much of the ball. I think we still created the best chance of the half at the end of the half when Nadia Nadine was through one-on-one. It's a shame we couldn't put that in, and it was great to see her get one straight in the second half, because she worked hard to get that chance and she nicked one in. So we wanted to deny that space, and in the second half we knew we had to go after the game. We knew that we had to press them higher and force them to play longer and not let them have centre backs as an easy game, and as a result that does stretch and open that space up, which they got into a couple of times and looked dangerous. We hoped, and it happened we hoped by pressing higher we could spoil and win it higher and get some opportunities off their back line. We got one or two, and a shame we didn't get a couple more. So it's two different strategies in the two halves. This is a hard place to come, and we wanted to make sure we had something and the players commit to it that give us the best chance of grabbing a result.
Also shuffle around your forwards a little bit, kind of being essentially coming in from the right. You had Dagny up front. She was up front with Lada in the first half, and then Singh came in. Was that at all influenced by what you saw Tom do last week against Laura?
No, I think Nadia had some great success in Washington on the wing, and you see that ball that one of the crosses she put in tonight. Only Megan Rapinoe crosses like what we saw from Nadia tonight. So now I've seen that, it's encouraged me to get her out wide more often. She did it in training this week with her left and right foot. It was more about making sure we have players that have the ability to get behind their fullbacks and can exploit that space. It's something you always have to do against Seattle. And Meg Morris, who hasn't played a minute, started from the beginning for us yet. She was the other one. I thought she was at half-time, the players heard from me. She was one of our strongest and best players in what we wanted and needed. She probably pressed and made more challenges, more interceptions than any other player tonight, alongside Lindsay Horan. And we talked about it at half-time. I think having Meg Morris and Nadia there ready to counter and ready to get behind and stretch them to give us those pockets of space that Lindsay and Ali and Marna and Sink like. That was the idea, and it didn't happen. It was more counter-attack. We didn't gain much of the ball tonight and have good rhythm. We didn't set up to do it, and it didn't naturally happen as the game started to open up. We had to be a bit more direct, and I think we did okay at being a bit more direct because we don't normally do it. We'll have to again at some point. There's going to be other games that require us to do that, so it's a good lesson and good video for us to be better at it next time.
One more, guys.
So what were you thinking when you saw the Chiefs shaking up their defense by dropping Carson, moving Ellie back, moving Lauren out to left back?
Nothing changed tactically for us. I mean, the personnel changed, but their tactics don't. Laura doesn't change her tactics. She's done what she's done for a long time now, and so individually, they're still trying to achieve the same thing. Go on.
Thank you. Is 1-1 a fair result given the road, the rivalry, the strategy, the game management issues?
I think if I was sitting on Seattle's side, I'd probably say, hey, we could win that. And sitting this side, I could say, I think we could have won that. We could have, conceded on a set piece, and that's so disappointing to do that. Seattle deserved it. It was a good set piece. It's so disappointing. If we break, we don't concede in that first 3 minutes after scoring. We had strategy ready to deal with seeing the game out, and we never got to see what that strategy looked like. It's a shame we conceded that. So I'm disappointed as a coach here that we couldn't win that game. And then the final 5-10, we had a couple more opportunities, and we could have had a couple more opportunities if decisions went our way, especially at the end there. So it was a very physical and tough, intense game. I think the commitment and the competitiveness from both teams was really high, really top draw, and makes while the soccer might not have been pretty and the opportunities at goal and goals, which everyone wants, to see top players give that much for 90 minutes for both teams is, I think, very cool.